All right. My version of platforms, gameplay, and depth and story. All right. Now it's my part of it's my part of platforms, and this game has been on every platform up until the only platform it hasn't touched yet is PlayStation 3, which gives Street Fighter a small but noticeable lead in the genre because of Street Fighter 4. You squeak by on that one until those bastards in Japan finally get up their lazy ass and make a game for PlayStation 3. Street Fighter will get that one.
Oh
Okay, go
yes.
ahead with gameplay, Adrian.
Gameplay. Well, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
minute to learn, lifetime to master. If you're crazy with your sonic booms, which we all know, charge back 2 seconds, then forward, then punch button. I mean, yeah, that's great. That's good for the casual people. But if you want somebody to really know what they're doing when it comes to being downright fierce, when it comes to Hadoukens and whatnot, yeah, I said it. And then with the Shurikens, which is always toward down toward. Don't believe any of that damn other shit that goes down with the last one, because that confuses a lot of people. Just pick toward on that last motion when you do it. But the main thing is, yeah, that's my little thing, helping with the Shuriken. But the main thing is, when it comes down to it, you have your charge moves and you have your motion moves, and you also have your 360 moves. People like Zangief like to do that, whereas Gao, you have your charge moves and you also have the Ryu and Kens, with their motions. Everybody's got a different style unique to their own, and corresponding to the character, you have motions, you have your special moves and whatnot. And you know what? It really does showcase the character as well. But we're talking about the gameplay here. So the main thing is whether or not, you're an ace or just somebody that's just getting your butt handed to you, within time you will be, yes, you will be a Street Fighter. But there are trials and tribulations in that. So I will say this game is not for everyone. But the ones that do want this and the ones that do want it bad,
Mm-hmm.
telling you, casual, and just for people. Hell, I mean, hardcore five fanatics alike.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter's the way to go.
All right, Adrian. Now, just like you just did mention earlier, that Street Fighter isn't necessarily a real street fighting game, not even a real fighting game. I'm gonna ignore that comment earlier. But as for gameplay, this bitch is pretty solid. And the main reason why I know this shit isn't famous is because you people aren't playing it. But people like what they like. They don't like what they like. I ain't gonna go on a 1 minute rant about how great this game is because I like the gameplay on that. But I won't mark off gameplay until we finish the final one, which is depth and story. Alright, go ahead. Outlaw '08. Let's see what you got for the last one.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
In Street Fighter, as you know, we got some dude with one eye known as Sagat, the dude without his scarred ass, showing up in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And we got, two martial arts masters actually competing in different tournaments. Yes, I said different because Ken and Ryu, which were trained by the master Goken, in which Goken was taught, by his master Yotetsu. The main thing is, Ken was doing the was doing the U.S. martial arts tournament, whereas Ryu, yes, the red headband, he was the one partaking in the first worldwide Street Fighter tournament. Now, this dude has been through a lot more than what Ken has been through. And when it comes down to it, I mean, Sagat may have thought that he won, despite the fact that he gave Ryu compliments and going through a lot of shit before even getting to Sagat. The main thing was Ryu won that. In the story on Street Fighter. Street Fighter 1.5 tells the tale, or should I say Street Fighter Alpha tells the tale of what's going on with M. Bison, how he led that all people of Shadaloo, and everybody from Vega, your Balrog, and yes, your Sagat, once again, and he mainly turned them into the four, the four divas mainly.
Divas.
Thank you.
Well, I
And
mean, you got that. Oh yeah, Adrian.
but
I just added this in because it just came in my mind. Go
okay,
ahead
but
and
the main thing
add.
is
Hold on. Add endings to your argument too.
right. But the main thing is, when it comes down to it, Street Fighter, Street Fighter Alpha mainly told a story about how in Bison came to be, whereas Street Fighter 2 continued that story as to what happened, in the aftermath of Bison, and then Street Fighter 4 tells even more about that, and then Street Fighter 3 we go into somebody real different. Aside from the fact that we now have Seth, very well, having something to do with where it goes from Street Fighter 4 to Street Fighter 3. A lot of people, say a lot about story and whatnot in fighting games, and you know what? That I would probably have to be the one to say that it's not that good, but you got a story nonetheless. And I say for what it's worth, Street Fighter does do what it can. And even I have to say this, it's sort of generic in a way, but still, it does. And the main thing is it does provide experience. It does tell you where the characters go from here, what they're fighting for, no matter how ludicrous it is. And no, I'm not talking about the rapper, though I do love music. But the main thing is...
Roll out.
But
that's a different topic. Go ahead.
Main thing is, man, if, you love the story, and, me being a Capcom fan, I do appreciate it. I wish there was more into it.
Adrian, don't forget to add endings. You're sounding like you're about to end your statement. Add endings.
I know.
Add endings.
But I'm just saying, just the whole thing and kicking it off is what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
But, in the way, take what you know. I like it. It's great. All right. Back to you, Maverick.
That's it? You got nothing on endings?
But the clothing stand? Oh, man. But
that's it? You got nothing on endings?
No, damn, I didn't know we were going to do this now, man. All right.
Yeah, that's why I interrupted you.
Oh, that's right.
To add endings.
All right, that was my fault. But main thing is, when it comes down to the endings, when you have, Rose's character, and yes, this is one of Maverick Hunter's other favorite characters.
Oh, yeah, she is. I hate fighting with her, but she's beauty on the eyes. But go ahead.
Yeah, but, listen, I got my favorite, Chun-Li doing, her thing, continuing her story. But the main thing is, when you come, everybody has a reason why they're doing it. And, that's just how it is when it comes to some people. Where you have Ryu talking about all but the fight, which I believe there's probably more to his character, but in most cases, that's probably how he is. But, whereas Ken is probably a little more meaningful because he's doing this, not only to better himself and, just to, have a little spar with you every now and then, but, to also solidify a family of his own because, when it comes to his baby girl, having a baby and whatnot.
He had a girl?
I
thought it was a boy.
I'm talking about his woman.
Oh. I thought his son, he had a son.
But yeah, his son is Mel.
Oh,
other than that, he's training somebody by the name of, Sean.
He punched his dad in the balls. That was funny.
That is going to ruin his weekend. But going back to him, man, Zane Geef, as I call him, the Geef. The main thing is, this man was sent, as mainly one of the operatives in bringing down Shaolin. I can go on and on about these. Some are great, some are not. But when it comes down to the actual characters, like Guile, and some of the ones that probably are somewhat meaningless, dead in some ways. But yes, Guile's one of my favorite characters. But main thing is, when you got it like that, Street Fighter will forever be known for that. And when you get to it, it's a hell of a ride, whether you're playing it or not. And, especially when it's one of your favorite characters. So, if anything, man, please play it, just for the experience. You will not waste your time, especially with the artwork, the characters, and the style, along with the endings. It's good for some, but great for the many followers that follow it. That's all I got to say on that.